I think that there's a lot of discrimination in the world.
Indigenous Australians.
Women are discriminated against.
Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
Because of my sexuality.
The Indians.
Child migrants experience discrimination in multiple ways.
Anyone who's different.
I think that people are just racist without even realising that they're racist.
I think everybody can experience discrimination, and I think everybody can be guilty of discrimination.
So yeah, I've been discriminated against my sexuality because of what society expects of a female of my age, what was against the law. And I really didn't even have an understanding of what being a lesbian was or that it was a thing. So that was weird, feeling that and not seeing it, particularly coming from a small rural area. And it had to be hidden. Everything was very secret. I fully suppressed so that no one knew, so I wouldn't get into trouble. A friend of mine was, I don't know, he was probably trans at the time. Being seen out in public with him, like we often chased down the street, was dangerous. People would yell stuff at me and you don't feel safe. It took me till I was like in my 40s, and after I had children that I finally came out. So discrimination causes hardship, so it's affected who I am today and what I'm capable of achieving in the world.
Most countries will have protections for the right to life or against sex discrimination or rights to family unity. I mean, these can affect people in multiple different ways. Australia does, of course, have a number of statutes, some legislation that protects particular groups of people from discrimination. For example, there is a Racial Discrimination Act in Australia, there's a Sexual Discrimination Act, and other pieces of legislation. Who and what groups of people are given rights or are given better treatment by the Australian political system is largely dependent on social discourse, I suppose. At the national level, there is no way to enforce human rights. Because when you arrive by boat without a valid visa, you're treated in a way that is fundamentally different than other groups of migrants that arrive in Australia, and you're treated in a way that denies you access to your human rights.
People that had a disability would often say to me they don't like the way that people look at them and treat them differently, and it's not fair, and it was really hard for them. And that was a conversation that I had probably on a daily basis with people with disabilities because they were so discriminated against.
Discrimination does not only apply to those groups that come into mind first. Anyone can be discriminated against, a fact which is often overlooked. Each individual will have a personal definition of discrimination and a view on what discrimination is and the effects that it causes. This changes the way that discrimination may be viewed in the eyes of other people and how people are discriminated against.
Making judgments about people based on how they look or their life choices.
The discrimination is being treated differently, and often people don't even realize it. It's a subconscious thing in most cases. People just see you and they have a preconceived notion of the kind of person you're going to be without talking to you.
My definition of discrimination, I guess, would be when people are treated differently based on things that really shouldn't mean they're treated differently. Things that in an ideal world really wouldn't matter and everyone would be treated equally.